Stand up, fight back! Escucha, estamos en la lucha. Escucha, estamos en la lucha.
Workers' rights under attack. What do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
Workers' rights under attack. What do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
¿Cuándo?
Ahora.
¿Qué queremos?
Justicia.
¿Cuándo?
Ahora.
¿Qué queremos?
Justicia.
¿Cuándo?
Ahora.
¡No les oigo!
Now. Vemos, escucha, estamos en la lucha. Vemos, escucha, estamos en la lucha.
¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué pasó? Es que Gables no pagó. ¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué pasó? Es que Gables no pagó. ¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué pasó? Es que Gables no pagó.
¿Qué queremos? Justicia, justicia.
¿Qué pueblo que queremos?
Justicia, justicia.
When workers are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
Workers are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back! Stand up, fight back! Stand up, fight back!
Hi, we're from Workers Defense Project, and we're here with a group of workers who actually built this building. And we're here because we wanted to deliver a demand letter and wanted to talk to someone about the fact that these workers worked for months here and were not paid at all for their work, or not paid in their full.
Completely understand. The person to actually to talk to about that is actually not here. I would be more than happy to give you her name, but unfortunately, I myself or nobody here on staff is here.
He just needs to say
Fue el accidente también que ni siquiera esa semana del accidente fuerte que hubo 3 personas fallecieron ahí, que ni siquiera esa semana nos pagaron de perdido.
And we're just here to ask that you pay our fair wages. So I wanted to just drop off that letter with you, but I also just thought it was important that you could pass this message on to the appropriate person to see that we have a broad base of community supporters who are here, who are very concerned that Gables has not taken steps to make sure that this has been taken care of. We've been negotiating in good faith for 7 months, but we haven't been able to get a reasonable offer. So we'd appreciate it if you could approach that. We have with us members of labor unions, we have with us the faith community as well.
Because it's theft. These workers have to be paid. And I know that Workers Defense Project, Proyecto Defensa Laboral, has made a lot of efforts already to resolve this without having to have us do something like this. And we're trying to get attention, trying to get trying to get this matter resolved without having to take legal measures.
Just not getting 1 month's salary has huge personal costs for the families and social costs as well. And Tom is also a leader of the church, and he's seen effects of this as well.
Right, and it's theft, it's stealing. We've heard more than one worker say, "I wasn't treated like a human being on this job. They did not treat us like people." And so this is shameful for our entire city when this happens. And it's stealing money not only from workers but their families, from their children who aren't eating, from their futures. And it's the churches that are having to make up and provide them with the food and the clothing that they need when their employers are stealing their wages. So it's really a shame.
And we would like to see Gables step up to the plate and take care of this issue. We think that it's everybody's responsibility who built this, who is on this job site, that everyone gets paid, that everyone has a safe work site. So we're going to pass this letter on to you. Do you have a card? I will give you the name of the person, the contact person, to be able to speak to. Unfortunately, I myself cannot speak for anybody like
property,
that.
right? Where are the police?
We'll get it taken care of. Do you have a card so we can follow up with you?
Who are you with?
We're all with the Workers' Defense Project. We're community supporters here.
People live here. Ma'am, I don't care. I promise you I'd never come to where you live or where you work and cause this kind of disturbance. No, ma'am, really. If you want to have a dialogue, you come and talk to people civilly. Making this kind of a spectacle, you are going about this wrong. Ma'am, I don't care. I don't care. I live here. You're bothering the people that live here. These people don't have a problem.
You guys go, please. You guys have been bothered one heck of a lot.
You've got other ways to do this.
Build. They have tried.
So we just delivered the demand letter. We proved that there's a lot of support that these workers are paid, that we demand that they be paid. We are going to keep fighting, and we're going to make them listen to us.
We gave them a demand letter, and they gave us the contact for a person that they said the person we needed to talk to was not there, but we wanted to make sure that they passed on a strong message that this was something the community was upset about, and that we weren't going to go away, and that we're going to come back until we get this resolved, until these workers get every cent they earned building this building.
Justice!
What do we want?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
What do we want?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
What do we want?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
What do we want?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
What do we want? ¡Que queremos! ¡Pronto!
Es que Gables no pagó.
¿Qué pasó? ¡Gables no pagó!
Justicia. Ahora.
Justicia ahora. Justicia ahora. Justicia ahora. Justicia ahora. Justicia ahora. Justicia ahora. Justicia. Justicia ahora. Justicia ahora. Justicia ahora. Justicia ahora. We're here today to protest and demonstrate against 21 Rio and all of the contractors and general contractors who have failed to resolve the labor abuses that have occurred on this property. Last summer, 3 workers died building this luxury apartment, and 20 of their co-workers went unpaid. The co-workers together are owed a total of $120,000 between this property and another property called Gables Park Plaza. We and the workers and their attorneys have negotiated and have tried to come to an agreement, but they've made us a lousy offer, which is a mere fraction of what they're owed. It's only $18,000. They owe them much more. They not only had to watch their coworkers die, but they also weren't paid for their work. They weren't paid for overtime, oftentimes working 70 hours a week, 7 days a week without rest breaks. These conditions are egregious, and
we don't want to see them continue happening. We want to see a fair and humane workplace for everybody. We want to see 21 Rio and Gables and everyone that has responsibility on these sites to step up to the plate and take responsibility and resolve this issue and make sure that these workers get paid and ensure that there's safe working conditions on these sites and future developments. We feel that letting these workers suffer and go unpaid is enough. Ya basta. We have to continue fighting. We have to be united. We have to keep protesting, taking to the streets, and standing up for their rights, for our rights, and for everybody's rights. We're sick and tired of this, and that's why we're here today. We came here, and we're not leaving. Aquí estamos y no nos vamos, and we're gonna come back, and we're gonna be here until this is resolved.
What do we do? Stand up, fight back! Workers' rights under attack! What do we do? Stand up, fight back! Workers' rights under attack! What do we do? Stand up, fight back! Jobless, escucha! Estamos en la lucha! Jobless, escucha! Estamos en la lucha! Jobless, who spend 70 hours a week, 7 hours a day, putting up these buildings, and they didn't get paid? Is that fair? No! Is that fair? No! What do they deserve? They deserve to get paid. They deserve to get fairly compensated. Not only did they get their wages stolen, but they also watched their coworkers die. Here's Gumercindo. He was here. He built this building.
Buenas tardes, mi nombre es Gumercindo.
Thank you. My name is Gumercindo. I am one of the workers that worked here on this building. I'm representing other workers here that worked and we weren't paid for our work.
Aquí en este lugar,
And here we also had a very bad accident where thank God I escaped.
esa semana completa no nos...
And here they didn't pay us for our last week of work. And no one has wanted to become responsible to pay us for our work. We want to be paid for our work because we worked here. And we also risked our lives to build this building.
Y lo más
And the
importante,
most important thing is we want to remember my friends that died here. And these companies at both these buildings owe us about $120,000 in our wages. We want this to be resolved as soon as possible. And just to add, this work was done in June of last year and in the spring of last year. This is almost a year that these workers have been waiting to be paid what they are duly owed.
¿Qué es lo que queremos? ¡Justicia! ¿Cuándo? ¡Ahora! ¿Qué es lo que queremos? ¡Justicia! ¿Cuándo?
¡Ahora! And we'd like you all to join us by, after we call out their name, that you say presente with us, which means present here with us, even though they're no longer here.
Wilson. Presente. Ravel. Presente. Jesús Ángel. Presente. No lo vamos a olvidar. They will not be forgotten. They will not be forgotten. No que no, sí que sí, PDL ya está aquí.
No que no, sí que sí, PDL ya está aquí. Our church is right down the street, just a few blocks away. And we have a number of members of our church who are here right now. And we're here because we're filled with grief because 3 men died needlessly. Because many workers were not paid, their wages were stolen. And we're all filled here today with a righteous anger, the righteous anger of the prophets of the Bible, the righteous anger of Jesus, all who were angered when the rich and the powerful trampled on the poor and the workers.
¿Qué es lo que queremos? ¡Justicia! ¡Ahora! ¿Qué es lo que queremos? ¡Justicia! ¡Ahora!
Transform our grief into anger for power and passion for justice, so that we will never rest until these men who worked here and risked their lives are paid. What do we want?
¡Justicia! ¡Ahora! ¡Justicia! ¡Ahora!
We are in the middle of a campaign to change this, to make sure that this doesn't happen, that there are no more needless deaths. And we need your support. We need you to tell our city council members, our state senators, our state representatives, that we are not going to stand for this. We need you to sign on to our Build a Better Austin petition and to come out and support when we march on the Capitol next year to tell them that we want to change. We don't want to see any more deaths. No 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 more flyers out there have very important information on there. How to get in contact with 21 Rio, how to get in contact with Gables. We need you guys to tell them that the public is not going to stand for this. That if they allow these abuses to go unchecked, that there are consequences.
Workers' rights under attack. What do we do? Stand up, fight back. Stand up, fight back. Stand up, fight back. Now.
Justice! Hey, hey! Ho, ho!
Workers have issues and got to go. Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Labor abuse has got to go. Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Labor abuse has got to go.
¿Es lo que queremos?
Justicia!
Ahora! ¿Es lo que queremos?
Justicia!
Ahora!
Ahora!
¿Es lo que queremos?
Justicia! Ahora!
¿Es lo que queremos?
Justicia!
¡Vamos ahora! ¡Justicia! ¡Ahora!
Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Labor abuse has got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Labor abuse has got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho!
Labor abuse has got to go.
Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Labor abuse
Has got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho!
¡Justicia!
¡Es lo que queremos!
¡Justicia!
¡Ahora!
¿Es lo que queremos?
¡Justicia!
Justice!
now!
Justice!
Now!
Now!
Justice!
Justice!
Now!
We're gonna do some shout outs to the people that are here. ¡Vivan los trabajadores! ¡Que vivan! ¡Vivan los estudiantes! ¡Que vivan! ¡Vivan los students! ¡Que vivan! ¡Vivan las mujeres trabajadoras!
¡Que vivan!
¡Vivan los trabajadores de 21 Río!
¡Que vivan!
Raudel! ¡Presente! ¡Jesús Ángel! ¡Presente! ¡No los vamos a olvidar!
¡No nos vamos a olvidar!
If you live here, you have an important role to play. Please go to our website and sign up on our listserv. We continue to support the workers, and we'll support you, and you can support us in coming together to make sure these issues are resolved. It doesn't end here. We can put pressure on the university, put pressure on 21 Rio, and we can organize and be strategic and come up with plans and ways to get these workers paid and ensure safe working conditions on this site and all sites all across Austin. Feel the power! Feel the power! Feel the power! Encourage all of you to come this Saturday to the May Day March, the International Workers' Day, March for Immigration Reform. This isn't just an accident. These are racist policies that are anti-immigrant, and we have to stop them. We have to come together, and we have to march.